Friends, imagine this. What if your life got just 1% better every single day? Not a huge change, not some massive goal, just a tiny step forward every day. You might think, can such a small effort really make a big difference? But that's exactly where the magic of the compound effect begins. Have you ever seen ripples spread across a pond when a single drop falls into it? They start small, but slowly they reach every corner. Life works the same way. Every small decision, every little habit, they quietly shape the entire direction of our lives. But sadly, most of us ignore these small things because we think, if I can't see results right away, it must not be working. That's where we're wrong. Change doesn't scream, it whispers. It doesn't happen overnight. It grows silently, shaping your thoughts, your actions, and your identity. And one day, suddenly, you find yourself standing at a place you once thought was impossible. Think about it. How many times have you said, from Monday I'll start working out, from January I'll start journaling, next month I'll start saving? And yet, after a few days, everything fades away. Why? Because we try to change everything at once. We demand perfection from ourselves. And when we fail to reach it, we give up. But imagine this. What if you just promised yourself one thing? I'll be 1% better today. Would you still give up every day? Probably not. Because 1% doesn't mean a massive effort. It means reading for 10 minutes, meditating for 5, saying no to junk food, or sleeping early tonight. Small things, right? But when those small things happen every day, they quietly become your lifestyle. There comes a point in everyone's life where they ask, can I really change? Can I achieve my goals? Can I break free from my old habits? And the answer is yes. But that yes doesn't come with a big bang. It comes through tiny daily victories. One good decision today can rewrite your tomorrow. One disciplined night can define your future years. Just keep improving 1% every day, and watch how life itself starts walking you toward your dreams. This book begins with that same seed. Small, easy decisions that over time create a whirlwind of transformation. No shortcuts, no overnight success, just patience, practice, and daily improvement. This journey won't just improve your performance, it'll redefine who you are. Every day you'll move closer to the person you want to become. And the most beautiful part? This journey can start any day, even today. So if you're tired of the hustle that's burning you out, if you're tired of breaking promises to yourself, and if you truly want to become a better version of yourself, then watch this video till the end. Because here begins a new mindset. One that teaches that real success comes from getting just 1% better every day. And that's exactly what sets the world's most successful people apart. If this beginning touched your heart, then the journey has only just begun. Hit the like button and subscribe to our channel Book Nest, where we bring you life-changing wisdom from the world's most powerful books. Chapter 1. The Power of Tiny Changes. Sometimes life shakes us to the core. There comes a moment when you can't even look yourself in the mirror. Everything feels stuck, and one question keeps echoing in your mind. Can I really change? Millions of people ask this question every single day. Most never believe the answer, so they keep living the same old way. But deep down, there's always a small spark of hope. Maybe something could change. Maybe a miracle could happen. But do you really need a big miracle to change your life? Do you always need a huge plan, a massive effort, or a perfect start? No. Sometimes the real magic lies in tiny decisions. Imagine a ship sailing in the middle of the ocean. If its direction shifts by just 1 degree in a few hours, it'll reach a completely different shore. That's the power of 1% better every day. At first it feels small, but with time it completely transforms your life. Who you are today is simply the result of your small decisions from the past. And who you'll become tomorrow depends on the small step you take today. But the problem is, we underestimate that small step. We keep saying, I'll start when I have time. I'll meditate when I feel ready. I'll change my life when everything is perfect. But that perfect time never comes. The truth is, big victories don't come from big battles. They come from small consistencies. And consistency doesn't come from motivation, it comes from habit. If someone asks, how can an ordinary person become better every day? The answer is simple. Start with one habit that's so easy you can't say no to it, like walking for 5 minutes or reading just 2 pages a day. You might ask, will that really matter? But that's the beauty of it. When you give yourself small, achievable goals and complete them daily, your self-respect grows. And when self-respect grows, you start proving to yourself, yes, I can do this. Over time, those tiny habits turn into massive energy, and that energy pushes you toward new goals and new discipline. Just like you can't see how deep a tree's roots go by looking at a small seed, you can't predict how powerful a small habit can become. But that seed must be watered daily, and that habit must be repeated daily. We often think we need to become strong first before we can start. But the truth is, it's these tiny habits that make us strong enough to reach our biggest dreams. That's where real transformation begins. Not when you aim for perfection, but when you choose to be 1% better each day. It slowly builds your confidence, strengthens your character, and reshapes your entire identity. In the beginning, you won't feel the difference. No applause, no reward, no big inspiration. But as days turn into weeks and weeks into months, you'll barely recognize yourself. The gap between who you were and who you're becoming will be filled by one thing: consistency. And consistency comes when your mind learns that even small is enough, as long as it's every day. That's the incredible power of tiny habits. They don't make noise, but they quietly change your thoughts, your routines, and the entire map of your life. And one day you'll stand at a point where people ask, how did you do all this? And you'll smile and say, I just tried to be a little better every day. Chapter 2. Why small wins matter more than big goals. It's strange, isn't it? Whenever we decide to change our life, the first thing that comes to mind is some big, dramatic goal. I want to lose 20 pounds. I want to become a millionaire. I want a perfect body. I want to earn $10,000 a month. It sounds inspiring, right? But those very goals often break us from within, because the bigger the dream, the heavier the pressure. When you set a massive goal every day, you're painfully aware of how far you still are. You start comparing yourself to the version of you that doesn't even exist yet. And slowly, you begin to feel like, I'll never make it. That's where we go wrong. Because real motivation doesn't come from a distant dream. It comes from today's small victories. Those little wins remind you, you're capable, you're moving, you're not giving up. Small wins celebrate your present progress, not your future perfection. Maybe today you avoided junk food. Maybe today you read one chapter instead of scrolling on social media. Maybe you stayed calm when you could have lost your temper. Those moments of victory activate a chemical in your brain called dopamine, the one that makes you feel happy and rewarded. And when your brain feels that reward, it wants to repeat the same behavior again. That's how a cycle begins, a powerful one, that slowly turns you into the person you always wanted to be. Now imagine, if you achieved just one small win every day, by the end of the month, you'd have 30 wins. By the end of the year, 365 victories. Can you imagine how powerful that makes a person? But when you focus only on big goals, like six-pack abs or $1 million, you end each day feeling behind, asking yourself, am I there yet?